So I decided to do this push-up plank position 7-day challenge because it just felt like it was a powerful passive strength training move that I could do right after coming off of the dead hang for 7 days and then the Asian squat or passive squat. So I consider this plank to be a passive strength position ultimately because it's not a plank on the forearms. I was very specific to do the planks from a push-up position. I felt in doing that I would engage more of my upper body, and the point of this challenge for me at least was to see if I could passively strengthen my upper body through this plank position. And I just didn't see that happening as far as above my core if I was sitting on my forearms. So it was very important for me to hold a push-up position to engage, of course, my chest and my shoulders. And honestly, as I was doing these planks, I made sure to engage my entire upper body. So I rounded my back to make sure I can get full extension as far as how far my arms will go to engage my chest and my shoulders. This not allowing the middle of my body to kind of sag in between my shoulders, which I see a lot of people doing in this position. Now, day one was interesting. I really hadn't been doing planks or any kind of really static core training. It is something that I should probably keep in my arsenal, given the type of training that I do with martial arts as far as Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, boxing, strength training. It's not something I probably should ever neglect for a lengthy period, but in all honesty, I had. My focus was on other things. So this challenge allowed me to bring the plank position back in and modify it to meet some other goals of mine. As I mentioned before, upper body strength. So day one, I had to ease myself back in. So I did make sure that I was doing these planks elevated. I did them elevated on benches. I did them elevated on handles. And as far as the time period, I made sure that I was doing like a 30-second interval. So I didn't jump right into a 5-minute push-up plank position. I had to ease myself in, and I'm going to ease myself over the course of the week and see where I end up at 7 days. So day one was a 30-second static hold and then a 20-second rest. So it's 30-20 intervals. So it comes out to about 10 intervals. You can do them in one sitting or you can do them over the course of the day. In day one, I did them over the course of the day because that was just kind of boring sitting there doing 10 30-second intervals. Now for day two, I stayed in the elevated position. I still felt like I was building up my strength, but I did increase the interval immediately the next day to 45 seconds with a 20-second rest period. I didn't feel like that was hard for me to push towards that. Amazingly, in the second day, I did feel enough strength to hold myself for another 15 seconds per interval. This allowed me to get to the 5 minutes a lot faster, and I was able to do them in one sitting. Not a huge difference aside from, it just was a little bit easier than it was in day one. Now, day three, shockingly, I already started to feel strength in my core. Not in the sense that I was able to extend the period. I guess I could have actually, but day three, what I ended up doing was now going down directly to the floor. Now, there's a lot of different ways to put myself onto the floor. Initially, day three, I did it straight on the floor with my hands on the floor. It did cause some pain in my wrist, but I always tend to have a little bit of pain in my wrist. Again, it goes to the types of training I do. So I do end up using other means like dumbbells for handles or the bear block grips or other variations to kind of take pain off of my wrist. The reason, of course, is I don't want to be focused on the pain in my wrist, and I don't want that to be a reason why I have to stop the plank early. Anyway, I took the intervals back down to 30 seconds because now I was directly on the floor. That was day three. I will say that I already started to feel an increase in static strength in my core. Certain core exercises, even push-ups. My upper body was already feeling some slight gains from this static strength position. I mean, if you do ab or core exercises, if you have back issues or you can develop back issues, that usually means you have a weak core. This is where this kind of static core training can help, but I don't always do it. And so, like I said, it's been a while since I had done it, and I was feeling that the first day or when I was doing ab workouts. I could just feel that I wasn't as strong as I could have been and having to stop intermittently throughout high rep sets. Whereas into day three of this, I didn't have to. My core was already stronger. I can hold different static positions and I can do my ab workouts without any issues on my back already in day three. Day four, I'm already feeling really good about it, and now I'm on the ground directly. I'm actually not doing any like elevated planks anymore, and I'm up to a 45-second hold with a 20-second rest interval. So I'm pushing the time. And actually, towards the end of day 4, I pushed it to a minute, which I didn't have any issues with, so I'm sure day 5, I'll be able to do a minute comfortably. Day 4, I did introduce some different stimulus to kind of change the static position, and it does change the way the muscles that are engaged, like holding the plank position in some Olympic rings. Plus, it just keeps the routine a little interesting, so it's not just the same thing holding on to like dumbbells or straight on the ground or in the handles. With these types of changes, you can keep the workouts interesting. And again, if you're not feeling one, you could do the other and get it done. Again, I'm only doing a 5-minute plank. And honestly, at this point, I don't know if I like calling it a plank. I guess it is a plank. But again, the emphasis I feel, especially at this point in day 4, is it's not exclusively in my core or my trunk. It is my entire upper body. Like I said, at this point, I've got fully made the mind muscle connection, and I feel fully engaged in my chest and shoulders and my arms and my entire upper body. I make it a point to really make sure that I'm straining or engaging as many muscles as possible in these plank positions. So by day 5, I'm doing 1-minute planks with a 15-second interval. And I do that day 5 and day 6. I don't struggle too much, but around the 45-second mark, I do feel in my upper body, not in my core. If I was holding on my forearms, I'd probably be able to sit with no issue whatsoever. So it's the upper body that starts to, I wouldn't say give. I don't feel like I'm about to cave or I'm not shaking or anything, but I feel it going like 45 seconds of every minute. But I feel strong going right into the next minute. So I do a minute, 15 seconds, and then when I go into that next minute, I'm strong again for the first 45 seconds. So that's day 5 and a little bit of day 6. So I get my 5 minutes by doing 1 minute and a 15-second interval. Now I'm doing these exclusively on the bear blocks at this point, or the handles, and that saves my wrist. Going into day 7, I really wanted to challenge myself and push it to 2 minutes, which I'm able to do, but that second minute is pretty hard. Now, one of the reasons I wanted to do this challenge is beyond just the core strength, right? I wanted to see if it did anything, A, for my upper body strength, but B, for basically mass. I know going into it that holding a static position and flexing my chest and my upper body is not going to build mass. But when I was doing like trying calisthenics and holding static positions with my legs elevated and in various positions. Now, I'm not very good at that, guys. I'm not good at calisthenics. I'm a very large person. I'm a heavyweight. I walk around at 230 pounds. I'm 6'4". Those positions are very hard for me. But I do modified versions of it. And shockingly, when I did that, I was doing those and just trying to get strong at like holding these modified positions. I did see some mass gain on my chest. So I was just curious. I just wondered. Now, no, I did not see any significant increase in my chest or shoulders or anything like that. I think it just sustained it. What I did see, though, I did see strength. Push-ups were much, much easier. They weren't hard. Just through the static hangs that I've been doing, or passive hangs, my push-ups have already gotten stronger, but push-ups were much stronger, obviously. So I did gain strength in that regard. Of course, you can just count an increase in strength as far as being able to hold a push-up plank position for a much longer time. With that said, where did I end up? I could max out at about 3 minutes right now in a push-up plank position. So I did not get up to like a 5-minute hold. I think I'd have to do it much longer to get to that, which if there's a goal, obviously you just keep working towards that goal. I just wanted to see where I landed. Now, if I hold in a forearm plank position, which gives my upper body, my chest and my shoulders some rest. I guess your shoulders are engaged in that plank position, but it does give you some rest on your upper body a bit, and you're just focused on the core. 5 minutes, I'm able to hit. So there are gains to doing this. What I really felt gains in was in my core, and that makes sense because that's what planks are for, to increase your core strength. So by doing these planks, what I really felt was nice, strength. My back got better. My back has been getting better just through the dead hangs that I've been doing, but I felt it increase. It got stronger by adding these planks, these 5 minutes of planks a day. My core got much stronger to where all ab exercises were much easier. There were times that I would do certain ab movements and I had to be very cautious of my back because they would just cause discomfort, sometimes pain. So I had to do like modified ab exercises to ensure my back was flat because I just didn't want to injure it. And now I feel that maybe that came down to my core wasn't as strong as it could be. So adding planks in really did increase the overall strength of my core, my trunk. And all the ab exercises I was doing were very easy now. And again, that's just due to having a stronger core now. With that said, did it give me any like new abs, or did it lean out my abs or make them bigger? I mean, no. I tried to do as little ab exercises as possible during the 7 days to just focus on the planks and see what that would do to my abs. They're there, but I didn't get more ripped. Maybe they got bigger. I mean, I can see a couple of them, but it didn't create these great abs. Again, to achieve that, you would need some form of progressive overload to put mass up on there. But I guess I stayed lean. So all in all, to finish this out, what I gained on my upper body and my core, because again, I was trying to do this to concentrate on not just my core while doing these planks, but my upper body as well. I gained some strength, and in that I mean static strength. The strength to be able to hold the static positions, but that also translates to giving me strength when I'm doing repetitive motions or other exercises, push-ups and sit-ups and ab workouts. So I gained strength. And I guess I stayed pretty lean. So as far as a static strength move, yeah, man, I'm going to keep these in there. It's not that I've never had planks in there. I just was never consistent with them. But now I see benefits of being consistent with it. So yeah, I'm going to try to like rotate it pretty regularly into my workout routine. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoy the content, please show us some love and be sure to like and subscribe. And we will see you in the next video.